Bentov didn't just explain the gateway model. He accidentally pointed to the machine that would come after it. His model suggests that the body and consciousness interact through rhythm, resonance, phase, and calibration. And if you understand that, you understand what comes next. If consciousness can be tuned, then it wouldn't be long before somebody would build a tool that would do it on purpose. Here's the part that people miss. That is consciousness technology. That is how Bentov's framework pointed directly at a technology 10 years or more before the very first tools even existed. So when the technology finally showed up, invention isn't even the right word. But before you pick up that word prophecy, put it down. This is not mystical. This is probably the least mystical thing I've looked at, because the way Bentov saw the future isn't psychic powers. It's the way an equation knows its own answer. Stay with me. To see the prediction, you have to look at the part of Bentov's work that gets quoted least, because it's the least romantic. He didn't just theorize, he measured. Bentov studied what he called the body's micromotion, tiny rhythmic microvibrations running through the whole body, driven by the heart and the aorta, a standing wave cycling down around 7 hertz. He was pointing an instrument at a person sitting still and recording that they were never actually still. The body is always quietly ringing at a base frequency. And when you go deeply quiet, those micro oscillations don't stop, they synchronize. The whole instrument locks to one resonant note. That's a measurement, not a metaphor, a number. And here's the implication almost everyone walks straight past. If a state of consciousness corresponds to a measurable resonant frequency, then reaching that state was never really about effort or willpower or wanting it badly enough. It's about tuning. And tuning a system to a precise frequency is, by definition, an engineering problem. Engineering problems have precise solutions, and they demand precise instruments. Which means Bentov's model didn't just describe the destination, it quietly specified the kind of machine that would have to exist to reach that destination on command. He wrote the specification for a device. He simply didn't have the parts to build it. So watch the line the whole field actually drew, because the direction is unmistakable. 1972, in a lab patched together at Robert Monroe's estate in Virginia, a trained physicist named Tom Campbell and an engineer named Dennis Minerick hand-built the first binaural beat tape, 3.78 hertz, mixed by trial and error, trying to coax a brain into an altered state. It was crude, it was empirical, it was a prototype held together with intuition and soldering wire. 1973. Bentov publishes the model that explains why any of that works. The body as oscillator, resonance as a mechanism, the whole instrument tuning to a frequency. 1974. The CIA leans on Bentov's model to explain the entire gateway process in the language of physics. And Campbell, a physicist, spends the next 30 years trying to formalize consciousness into a complete, precise theory. Look at the trajectory. A hand-soldered tape, then a physical model, then a decades-long push toward formal precision. Every single step, more structured, more measured, more engineered than the one before it. The field has been bending toward one thing for 50 years, precision. So here's the reframe, and it's the whole point of this video. Bentov saw this coming is not prophecy, and it's not flattery. It's something simpler and stranger than both. A real model, like a real equation, contains its own conclusion. The moment Bentov reframed consciousness as a tuning problem, he turned 50 years of guesswork into a solvable equation. And precision calibration is just what that equation solves to. The field has been computing that answer by hand ever since. Monroe's tape, the CIA's analysis, Campbell's theory, each iteration landing one decimal closer. He didn't predict it, his model required it. So what does that equation actually solve to? The one step every version so far has skipped. Here's where all three videos collapse into a single point. Part 1, the CIA proved the mechanism was real, but nobody built the method. Part 2, the gateway tapes were a method that skipped the calibration. And now, Part 3, the method that was never built and the calibration that was skipped are the same missing thing. And Bentov's model didn't merely permit it, it required it. A precision protocol that tunes the whole instrument to its resonant floor. First, deliberately, repeatedly, instead of driving a frequency at an untuned body and hoping. That's the solution to this equation. That's the endpoint the entire 50-year arc has been bending toward, 1 decimal at a time. Which means the next stage of consciousness technology is not a leap away from Bentov, it's the completion of him. This was never an invention, it's an inheritance. Nobody dreamed up a clever new technique. Somebody finally built the machine his framework had been specifying for 50 years, with tools he never lived long enough to hold. The crude tape became a model, the model became a trajectory, and the trajectory has an endpoint with a name. It's live now. It's called quantum field initialization. Phase 1 is quantum vacuum calibration. It is live now. It allows you to reach a very quiet, still space inside by emptying out all of the emotions and pre-programmed misconceptions about who you are so that you can find your true, deepest self. It is available now, as well as RL7, which is the first practice to establish that access and that understanding. And Bentov's model requires it. It wasn't a prediction. It was the necessary outcome of the math. I didn't invent it. I simply answered the equation. So check out RL7, check out QFI Phase 1, and I'll see you on the other side.